Somalians, especially those Somalians that say they will not let Black Americans to breathe. Especially those Somalians that say, we are not blacks. We do not commit any crimes. The people that are committing the crimes are Black Americans. Black Americans are lazy. Black Americans are this. Black Americans are that. We are just Somalians freeloaders. What's up? What's up? Because the man went into a research. He did not only went into research, he has been researching for years of what is really happening in Minnesota. And when he noticed all of this information that is coming out from the news concerning the fraud and so on and so forth, this man decided to take his research more further. This man decided to go into the streets of Minnesota to be able to root out a lot of things. And you people will be shocked to listen and watch what this man literally roots out. I want to say credit belongs to this man. Yes, credit belongs to him because he did a very good job. And guys, let me know what your honest opinion is. And to as many as you people that are supporting Somalians in the comment section and rubbing it on Black Americans, that Black Americans are the people committing the crimes, are the lazy ones, are the this, are the that. I hope that when you watch this video at the end, Nemesis should also catch up with you. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And like I said, this video is for educational purposes and credit belongs to this guy. Let's watch and let me know your honest opinion. I'll be back with commentaries.
Here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child. You've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None. None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've never seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving $1.9 million?
Disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant, too. That's, if they get caught for that's a federal offense. I know, I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my god. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all.
So how long have you been living here?
Since 2017.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building?
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep.
So,
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that everyone here is fraudulent.
okay. So
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
no, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
as we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Den Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry.
No comments. Can I please?
Right here, you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another, Convenience Home Healthcare, Aid, Inc., and Child-Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company, essentially, inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you were trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay? That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Hmm?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people, saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders.
We have two child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you flooding?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Why is it?
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which childcare name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
where the children are.
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here,
Okay.
and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where you? Which department?
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How come these childcare centers have no children?
No.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere.
To the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that.
He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses...
you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening? Because that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking about
we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to
When are you
happen.
going to hold Governor Walz accountable for this?
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like
Are you
that,
going to say to her, "I'm a disability advocate"?
I heard you, and
get
we've got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the fact that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think
Yes.
what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently it's being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
Is
you
this
saw what
really
happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in? And these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump, they want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die?
When ICE agents and custom agents came to New Orleans, they predicted that they was going to arrest over 5,000 people. That was their projective. Today they've been here for going on a month now, and they only arrested 250 people. Let me tell you why, people. We were ready for ICE agents. I keep telling everybody, New Orleans, we different. We made sure that our Latin brothers and sisters stayed home. And if they needed groceries or something like that, my church and my church members, we went and got their groceries from them. We have made collections and stuff like that to help them pay their rent so they won't have to go to work and get caught. People, I keep telling y'all, we were ready for ICE agents, and people just don't believe me. New Orleans, we let people know when ICE agents are coming. We have our secret underground railroad, and we have our signs, and we let people know. We have people that sit outside and follow ICE and get on the radio, and they'll tell them where ICE agents are. I keep telling everybody, New Orleans is a different place. We were ready for ICE agents. We refused to serve them in restaurants. There's been time that ICE agents have gone to gas stations, and the people inside has cut the pumps off that they can't get any gas, anything like that. And I know somebody told me, "Oh, but you all are helping criminals." Well, biggest criminal I know with the most conviction is the man sitting in the White House. So don't come at me with that talking about, we helping criminals. The biggest criminal I've ever seen with most conviction is sitting in the White House. But I told people, New Orleans, we were ready. We're not going to stand down. People, this is who we are. We're going to help our Latin brothers and sisters. They came here when we needed them. They support us when the United States government didn't come help us, and we're going to protect them. They predicted to have 5,000 people arrested by this time in New Orleans, and they've only arrested 250 people because the people of New Orleans, we are helping our Latin brothers and sisters, and we want them to stay here because they're a part of our community.
I'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia.
Are we even surprised at this point? And how has this been going on for this long? Tim Waltz, Elon Omar, and many in the Somalian community in Minnesota have some explaining to do. These daycares with no children in them, these healthcare buildings with no patients in them, How do empty buildings get approval? And how do fake numbers get paid out? And credit to Nick Shirley for doing the legwork. He worked with a local named David in Minnesota who's been tracking this information for years. And sadly, this older gentleman who's been doing this research for his community has gotten attacked by Somalians for just asking simple questions. Totally valid questions to ask, mind you. Where are all these children in the daycares? Where are the patients in the healthcare buildings? So upon investigating, Nick and David accumulated an amount of over $100 million potentially in fraud by these Somalian people. And Nick and David emphasize Somalians because they are literally in the label of ownership under these licensed buildings. Check out the video under Nick Shirley's most recent video on YouTube. It'll be interesting to see how this unravels because I know Tim Walz, Elon Omar, and so many Somalians will just dismiss this and throw it under the rug when, mind you, one of the biggest frauds in US history, through Somalians, mind you, in America. But yeah, people will just slap on the label of racist if anyone draws attention to it.
Learn about Somali culture with me from my half Somali boyfriend. Okay, what was your favorite food growing up that your mom cooked?
So we had a lot of pasta dishes. We did a lot of just spaghetti and lasagna.
That's really weird. Why?
Well, Somalia was conquered by the Italians.
I didn't know Somalia was conquered by Italy. And that's why y'all eat like a lot of spaghetti and bananas. I guess you learn something new every day. But I know that is not condoned in Somalia. I know that is probably illegal to practice in Somalia, and the consequences might be, guillotine consequences, because most Muslim countries don't tolerate that. So it's just funny for y'all people to come over here and despise America, where y'all get to exercise freedoms in this country that you're not able to exercise in your own countries because it's not acceptable. And it could be, consequences could be by imprisonment or death. But yeah, you learn something new every day. Somali spaghetti, have anybody tried it?
It is amazing what the politicians of Minnesota will do to pander to the Somalian population.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Peggy Flanagan. I am the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and I'm really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today. I am incredibly clear that the Somali community is part of the fabric of the state of Minnesota.
So as she stated, she is Minnesota's Lieutenant Governor, so basically Tim Walz's sidekick. And she put on the nice headscarf to blend in with the Somalian community, to be one with them, which I always thought this was cultural appropriation, but I guess it's not now. Why do the politicians of this state pander so hard to this one community? You have Jacob Fry pretending he likes Somalian food and eating it in front of the camera. And Walz is constantly speaking out for him. And now you have the Lieutenant Governor wearing a headscarf, opening her statement in Somalian. To me, it seems like they feel like they can't stay in power unless they have the backing of the Somalian community. Because why else would a politician pander this hard to like 1% of the population?
You know how horrible it is for the country that you were born in and raised in, and where your entire family live in, and everyone you know and love comes from, has been begging to be recognized as real by the world, and it exists as a country in every way that matters, like in terms of politics, in terms of presidency, in terms of elections, of governance, of peace, of stability. It exists. And then when we finally get recognition, it's not by the country that colonized us, not the country that drew our borders, the UK, not by neighboring African countries because they want to keep up the illusion of African solidarity and unity that doesn't exist, because they don't want to further destabilize Somalia. It's by a genocidal ethno-state that is wiping Palestinians off the planet. And I don't think Israel recognized this because of our peace or our stability, of what we've achieved with the very little that we were given and had. They recognize this because of our position by the Red Sea, because of Yemen, because of the Houthis, because of the fact that roughly 20% of the world's trade travels through our waters, because of how strategic the position of our land is. Like, it is so beyond humiliating. And when you call and talk to your family about it, they're celebrating that an American military base that is committing a genocide against innocent people recognized us because not because we were good, but because we were finally useful to them. I mean, even with Donald Trump's rhetorics of him like demonizing Somalia for the past couple of weeks was so suspicious, and then Israel recognizing us, I am so worried for like my family's safety because they all live in Somaliland. I'm worried for my friends. I'm just worried in general.
Listen and see how dangerous the situation is. We have an American, two Americans stuck in Somalia. She obviously can't get out. She's trying to escape 100%. And by the graces of God, she's seen another American. This is fucking crazy. And this is why we're lucky to be American. As you guys just saw, that was a Somalian woman that was obviously here in America for a certain period of time. She speaks English. She has our mannerisms. She even told one of the Somalis to shut up in English. Told the white guy not to talk to him. But she's spent some time here in America. However she got back there, you can tell that that video was a cry for help. She don't want to be there. She saw a white man. She assumed he was American. She was right. Exchange numbers. I think that that girl was trying to get the fuck up out of Somalia. For sure. That was not her trying to get this white nigga her number. No, that was a cry for help. That's what that was. I believe we all just witnessed an in-person cry from help from Somalia. I'm so proud to be American. If you listen, Black Americans, listen.
Now, I hope you guys have seen all of this video. I know that this man is not a Black American, this man is a white man, but he took his time to go into research. You know, a lot of these Somalians, the one that is more painful is the fact that they have never believed that they are actually committing a lot of crimes in Minnesota. A state where you see Somalians automatically start buying shops, properties, just because they want to actually convert it to mosques or something. I don't have any issue that they are building mosques to serve their Allah. I don't have any issue about that. But I have the issue with those ones that knew fully well that there were a lot of fraud being committed and still pretend as if nothing happened. Especially those in the Congress, especially those ones that are pulling out their self to make it look like they are leading Somalians, or they are standing for Somalians, or they are standing as Somalians immigration officer, blah, blah, blah. And that is why I keep saying, for a lot of Somalians that keep saying that, because I saw videos where they will say, we are literally suffering in America, we are building a lot of things in America, we are doing this and that in America. I keep asking myself, okay, if you know that you're doing all of those things and you feel like without you there is no America, why not go back to your country and do all of that? You can't, right? As a Somalian person. Because you know that the level of insecurity in your country, you know that the level of kidnapping in your country, you can't merge it. So if you're in a country and you don't understand what is really happening or how it's really happening, you first of all need to ask questions. Not to jump into conclusion and make it look like Black Americans are your problem. Black Americans are never your problem. The problem you have is you and the orange man that you voted for. And at this point, I'm even happy that you voted for the orange man. So that the orange man will now show you who he really is, and he's now doing his possible best to root you out of the country. You see a lot of Somalians coming here to shout they are freeloaders. What they are there to come and do in America is just to come and enjoy America, enjoy American money, enjoy this, enjoy that, and then go back to their country. They will be bold to be telling you that on camera without feeling sad about it. Is that bad to that point? Sorry, guys. Is that bad to that point? And that is why when I saw this guy actually taking out this research, I was like, okay, this is it. Look at the way people are saying that there is nothing like that. They have literally not seen any daycare. They have literally not seen any child in this so-called place that is tagged as where they have all friends, where they have people. Like, it's just a whole lot of madness. You're staying in someone's country and looting billions and billions of dollars. You still cannot respect the main people that built the country. You still cannot respect the Black Americans that made your acts being where you are today. A lot of people will not understand the power of Black Americans until maybe one day Black American just decided to be like, let every single Black American move out of America. Honestly, I give you 2 months, American will crash. I'm not saying it for saying sake. Go and see it. Go into the research and see. If Black Americans decide today that they are going to leave, America will crash. Guys, let me know what you think about this video. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single stitches and clips we use in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys, I love you guys. Mwah.